Checking if somebody's live with me. Yes. Okay. So great. We can start talking today about habits. So, what is an habit? Everything and how can let's talk about habits. Because there are something easy. Sometimes changing life is difficult. It's difficult even to imagine to change your life because your life is everything. But if we think, for example, about changing one habit, for changing the day, if you can really change your day, actually you are changing everything. You are changing at the end of your life. Because what is life at the end? It's just it's like just multiple days and that's it. This is the entire life. So don't be afraid. Like changing is very easy as soon as you realize that it's just you just have to change day by day, and actually life is just the combination of all your days you spend in your life. So I don't want to be philosophical in this. We are talking about the financial part. So at the end, I will start reading your questions. I remember you can subscribe to this channel depending where are you watching. If you are in Twitch or YouTube or in Instagram, it's okay. You can just subscribe and follow the channel. And I remember you can also subscribe if you have an Amazon Prime. It's completely free and you can just subscribe. Or anyway, you can just follow us and in all social media, and so you will get every notification. So, as I say, let's talk about habits today. So, which are the correct habits that we can use for improve our life? And I'm talking about the financial part. Okay, just let me see. Okay, yes, we are perfect now. Okay, first of everything, as I say, talking about habits is easier, just so we don't have to implement all habits all together, because that would be difficult for us. What we can do is just implementing one habit one by one. So don't try to in one day do everything. So take a cold shower, wake up at 6 a.m. And meditate and everything. No, actually sometimes it's just the best solution is just doing one thing correct, and you can keep going for at least 60 days. So that habit at the end is part of yourself. And personally, what is the key point? Actually, that you don't have to be forced to do something. Something must be in your self-image. And at that point, when something became part of you, you don't need to change it, to do something with your effort, because it is automatically. So unconsciously you will do that, because that action, that habits is part of your life. Personally, myself for is for training, is for physical exercise. Why? Because I see my self-image is like an athlete. For me, I grew up with this. I grew up for 7 years. I've done martial arts, and for at least 12 probably, fitness in general. So it's part of my life. I can't see myself fat. It's impossible. This image, this body that I see is mine. So for me, it's impossible. So I already create a paradigm that say that in my self-image, I am an athlete. For me, it's impossible to see myself differently. And this is important. You have to do this with your financial situation. So you don't have to see yourself as a spender, as a loser. No, you have to see yourself as a saver, as a guy that is good with your investments, that you take care of your financial situation. If you continue, so at the beginning, you have to do a work that is your mindset. Why? Because if you continuously see yourself as a broke person, you will be. There is no any point. Something will happen unconsciously. You will, even if you start to save money and everything, or investing and everything, unconsciously you will see yourself as a broke person. You will do unconsciously something for make that paradigm true. And you can't escape for it. I mean, everything works like this in this universe. As soon as we can try to change it, will never work. We have to work according to this law. I mean, and I'm not just talking about something spiritual, and I'm completely not that type of guy. It's just practical, because as you see yourself unconsciously, determine the things that you have, the thought that you have, and after the practical action that you take. So at the end, sometimes everything happens unconsciously, and we know for sure that 90% of our actions are made by our subconscious part. So you have to try to be aware of it, be going in the same direction. Otherwise, you will never go out from your situation if you don't like it. You just remember the situation where you are, the moment, is the perfect situation for your person. You just create everything. You created everything, all situations in your life. That's why normally, the spiritual part say that this universe is perfect. This situation, this life for you, everything that happened to you is perfect because was necessary, the entire universe, for creating the situation. And I know it can sound creepy, can sound bad if you are not in a good situation, but it's true. As soon as you take the responsibility for your situation, unconsciously you will start to take actions for change it, because you will understand that it's never external situation, external person, it's not important. That now it's actually everything in our control. So after giving you this first part, okay, which for me is super important, without this you will never change your life, let's talk about habits. So the habits that can change your life. I just watching now, there are some questions, but let's wait. Okay, if I drink sometimes it's because I need and okay, so first habits that I recommend you is I guess every one of you are already for example in the personal finance, or for sure somebody of you have written something about money in your life. So I will start to give some quotes. For example, first, of course, I think everyone in this world read it. I've read The Richest Man in Babylon. Okay, what is say basically? What is the principal rule of this book? It's basically and actually something that's really often said in the book. So is that for everything you earn, you have to take 10% and save. And this is super important, and actually this changed everything. So you need to start to not live below your need, because actually this is something that I hate. You don't have to force yourself to save. No, you have to, everything that you earn, everything, so can be money that you get from your parents, from your salary, just extra money even that you find on the street, it's okay. Just take 10% of it and put in a different bank account. And so we are starting the first issue. You must have 2 bank accounts. This is super important. Just take in mind, you can't save enough if you have just 1 bank account. It's impossible. You can't save the money in the same bank account where you eat pizza, because it's not gonna work. Never worked for me, never worked for every billionaire in the world, never is going to work. So you need to have 2 bank accounts. This is also said by Dan Kennedy in Wealth Attraction. I don't know if you ever seen. Actually, it's also available on YouTube, I guess. And it's a conference. It's really good, and I really recommend you to see. So you have to have at least 2 bank accounts. One where you spend your money, and there you can do all transactions you wanna. Another one which is separate, better if it is to another bank, completely different. Even better if it's from a country different where you are resident, because in your country you can do every shit you can do, you can do mistakes, but in other country it's better, I guess. Of course you have to declare it, of course, super legal, but be sure to have 2 separate bank accounts, okay? And preferably in a serious bank, okay? Don't take a fintech just because it give you 1% cashback or stupid things, so they give you €5 bonus. Now, be sure to put your money in a really serious bank, okay? After this, you have to have, so you say, 2 bank accounts. So everything you earn, you can receive it in the first bank, okay? So in the transaction bank, in the transaction account, we can call. So receive your money in the transaction account, perfect. Everything in the same moment where you receive it, take 10%, at least 10%, and send automatically to the other bank accounts. So we can call the savings or investing account. So do this immediately. I know there are some banks that they do automatically, and there are some fintech that they can do automatically, as you prefer. Actually, the transaction bank, the transaction account, can be also like a fintech or wherever you wanna. It's not the place where you're going to save all your money. So you can also choose a fintech that can help you to do it. And I see there are many really valuable. So you can try like this. But the important is that the savings account, that, is completely, really a serious bank. Better if it's a whole bank, very big with fees. Why? Because that money would never be touched. Are just for serious emergency. So now you have to continuously doing this. Like everything you earn, every penny you find in the street, take 10% and send there. Not important, even if it's €1, is €2, if you are in US, like a few dollars is okay. Just send there, never touch again. If you can, ask also your bank to not cancel, but don't take the card. So, or don't activate the card, This is also good. Or also if you have like an online bank, don't activate the online bank, because that is just for emergency. So that's why I say it's better also if you have like an account with higher fees. It's okay, perfect. So just send there the money, everything, So this is actually the concept also written from Kiyosaki, which is pay yourself first. So no matter what, no matter about the tax you're going to pay this month, no matter all expenses you have, no matter, just take 10% and after send there. The rest you will find a way to do it. Actually, Dan Kennedy say there's something also like, Dan Kennedy say that there's also like a mystic part of it, and actually the would say it from Dan Kennedy is something really incredible, but there is. And I think also there is like, because you multiply the money making them disappearing, and this is actually really true, and there is so many times in my life. Take your money and send there. Unconsciously, like you are creating an habit. So that can say also do once every week or once every, or like twice a week. So take the money, everything, even if it's just a few dollars, and actually it's better if you deposit it in the bank like manually. Because in your mind, it's also something practical. There's something in the physical part that Dan Kennedy say, like I'm quoting him, say nobody know how, but they back plus something, and this is true. Like actually, he say this sentence about donation, but we can arrive also this later. But anyway, as you say, like he recommend actually to do this manually. Because creating an habit is easier, like if you do like manually. If you do, with your hands, you put the money there. Also, you create also effort because like you are putting some energy you're using some energy for going to the bank for just deposit of $5. You are going there in the bank and doing, and you listen the sound, of the cashier that you are putting the money, and you see physically there inside. So it creates something, in your mind. And actually it's true, because actually our subconscious mind works with different emotions, works with sounds, with something that trigger us. So this is important, super important, honestly. It's really actually will change your life. Do once a week if you can. So if you are entrepreneurs, you receive money always, So be sure to send the money like in to not doing it like transfers, but do like manually. I know actually, like we are business owner, we are busy sometimes. So honestly, I try to do just with big money. So like at least like €1,000, I go there and put all in the cashier. But and so at the beginning, you can do also like manually, of course. You can also like with transaction. But what I recommend you is really to do it. So as soon as the money are there, the money can't go out just in case of extreme emergency or in case of investing. So why you should have this amount of money and how much, you need to have at least minimum 6 months of your lifestyle. So in my case, for example, my lifestyle can be like around 5K a month. Okay, perfect. It means that I need to have at least 30K in the bank. Okay, perfect. Must be like this. I don't have 30K. Why? Because that is the minimum. You need to have from 6 months to 2 years lifestyle, and 2 years is okay. Why? Because everything happen in your life. Tomorrow you change the job, somebody, there's a crisis, everything, COVID came, everything you can imagine. You have 1 year for 1 or 2 years, imagine, for reinvent your life from scratch. You have 2 years, and of course 2 years of lifestyle, so you can continue, because trust me, there's nothing worse than having a good lifestyle and after you have to lower it because you can't afford anymore it. So really before, and this is also another important rule, before you put your lifestyle app, be sure to have at least 6 months in your bank account of it. Otherwise, it's never a good idea. It's never good. Never something that you would like to do. Lower your lifestyle. But things can happen. Is life, and also this is important. Before doing everything, you need to have this money on the bank account before even investing. Why? And we are right to the second point. The money can go out from that bank account just in case of investing, in case of opportunity. Why? Because first of all, if there's an opportunity, imagine when COVID came, I remember it was crazy. It was very, it was very hard to find a way to do things. I mean, how can I say? I mean, there were many opportunities. People were selling their assets. We saw this in the stock market, because actually in the stock market, it crashed 30%, but 30 or more maybe. But why crash it? Because people, they didn't have 6 month lifestyle or more, 2 years lifestyle in their bank account. So they had to withdraw the money from the stock market, even if the stock market was crashing. So if I have money in that situation, if I had money in that situation, I could just take my money and buy, when people were selling. So buy for lower price, their asset. And it's the same for everything. We saw in the stock market because it was very easy to see. But imagine, if I have an house, for example, and I don't have, money in my bank account, I just have my house, and tomorrow something happened, my father died, or I need to travel, I need to move everything, I need to sell my house, if tomorrow for X type of reason I need money, I must sell for every price my house, no matter the price, even if the value of my house is 100K and I need money, the market is not so liquid as the stock market, imagine. So if a guy arrives with 70K and I am urgent and I need the money, I will sell my asset for losing money, for a lower price. So it's ridiculous, and people do it. People always sell their asset for low price because they don't have money, and I can do this. And I mean, every people that have money, they can do it. They can take the opportunity because they have money in their bank account, and they can use that money for take advantage, So this is it's super important. This just take in mind. So this is actually the principle, is the key principle, actually it's the same. Actually, it's also the same by the richest man in Babylon, as I say, that you have to start to invest at the end your money, the money that you save. Honestly, what I do is, as I say, having 2 bank accounts. So one for transaction, like a normal transaction, one there for savings. First, important, like I know, like in US it's very common having a savings account. So when I'm saying savings account, I'm not talking about the account that they give you like 2% return if you block your money for 6 months. No, I know there are some bank accounts that they give you like even a small return without vinculating your money. In that case, yes, but you do not to vinculate your money, never about this money, about this kind of money. First, because the return of investment is ridiculous. You don't want to like vinculate your money for 2%, or what 2% is no, maybe in Canada 2%, for like 0.8%. No, it's ridiculous, because the purpose of this money is to save your assets, so they must be liquid. Okay, after, you can take part of this money, assuming actually what I do is having another bank account, but if you want to keep simple, you can have just two. And after the extra money, after 2 years lifestyle, you can send money to your broker just for investing. What I do is just having like a third bank account or directly a broker. So just third bank account for investing in general, or just the the IBAN, the account number for the broker. So in my case, it's an interactive broker. It's not a mistake. It's not like an issue. Like it's not a secret. So every time, now I already have like 2 years lifestyle in my bank account. So every time I get extra money, I send directly to the 10%. I don't send any more to my savings account. But I send directly to my broker. And actually, I send more than 10%. 10% is the minimum, as I say, because I can save now at least 40%, and that would be like from 30 to 40%, and that is a really big situation if you can, because that you really that can change your life. So in this case, you can send directly, for example, to your broker, or to your wallet or everything you are investing for. So in my case, for example, I invest in stock market, so I sell every time, every money that I receive, I send like 10% directly, 10% or more directly to the broker. And from the broker, I buy stocks, ETF and everything, so I invest. And honestly, I like dividend investing because it's my philosophy. I already talked. So, and I receive from it like a dividend. So, and with this dividend, I buy more shares for get more dividends and for more passive income, Why? Because why I prefer, for example, dividend stocks? Because stocks on ETF or index or where else, because I can have much more liquid money that I can use or for continue to invest or for take new opportunity, Because otherwise, if I use like just compound interest ETF or just stock that they don't pay shares, it's okay. But if something happened, the market is down, and I wanna take advantage of an opportunity that costs me a lot, I have to sell, I have to sell even if the market is down. So I don't wanna sell. I don't wanna be in that situation. So I wanna, be sure to take to have the money even in every scenario, And actually, it's good because honestly, it's easy to say after 10 years of bull market to say no, compound interest is better. Yes, but it's not always like this. I will know for sure, because I think that everyone that had a dividend stock from 2000 to 2008, they preferred, they liked it more, dividend stock than having zero return from 2000 to 2008, because the return was almost zero. So just be aware, the past is not guarantee of the future. And we had the 10 years of bullish market, but before there were 10 years of bearish market. So just take in mind it, and prefer always to be liquid, because actually it's also something mentally, because you also take more opportunity. In general, you are more aggressive with everything. It's really the size of your ball change if you are more, if you are more liquid you are. Because if I have 100K in my bank, yeah, I don't have problem. I don't have problem to be, more shark in my business. Take more, more like opportunity. Take more market, sorry. To take more of my market. Take more shares of my market. Sorry. Because why? Because I have money. I'm liquid, so I can risk. And this is the best part. You can take a risk. Even if for everything happening, you're not stressed. Even if something happen, we know things can happen. If you have a business, you can have problem with tax because your accounting guy doesn't know how to do his job. You can have problem with everything. Maybe you need to have to take a lawyer because somebody is violating your copyright. Everything, so you can act differently, and actually this gives you power, and this is super important. And okay, so this is a big issue about money and habits about money. Now I don't wanna just say like, well, what do you have to do with the rest of your money? Okay, so because we already talking about 10%, and first having the 2 banks accounts, filling the second with your lifestyle month, so at least like from 6 months to 2 years lifestyle. After sending money to your broker, for example, or to your investment account. But what you will do with the others' money? How do you spend your money? And this is actually a key factor. Is super important. Okay, how do you spend your money? The 90% of your money. 90% in this case, if you are taking 10% away. So how do you spend your money? You need to know, and now I think everyone read Rich Dad Poor Dad from Robert Kiyosaki. Let me just drink. So how do you spend your money? I think everyone, how do you spend your money? I think everyone has read like Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. So I don't want to say the entire history and something very basic. So he had the 2 fathers. Yeah, we know all the story. One was both were poor, but at the end he saw both when one was being poor, was still being poor, and the other was becoming rich. So he saw it differently. Long story, like a super basic principle. So of course you have to know difference between an asset and a liability. So basically the asset is everything that brings you money inside your pocket. Liability is something that just costs you money, and that's it. So just be sure that there are some costs and liabilities that you have to have anyway. Your house and your food and your your lifestyle. Like something that you like to do and how you like to spend your money. Honestly, it's very easy rule. You don't have to. The house shouldn't take at least like a quarter of your money, but we are talking about the 90%, not considering the 100%. So the house should be at least in this case would be like 25% of your salary. But this is important. Like the house should be at least like 1/4 of your 90% in this case. So what is remaining for you, and the rest you can spend depending on your value, because some people and actually this is also important, and I'm thinking about it now. You have to spend for the rest. You have to spend money according to your value, and this is very important. You need to know what are your values, and try to determine. There's really approaches for determining your value, and I really recommend you John DeMartini, because actually I think it is the best in the world on it. So determining your value, and after it's easy because you can spend money according to your value. Of course, we are assuming also that financial freedom is in your value, and if it's not in your value, you need to work for being in a good rating on your value. And actually, it's the same topic that I was saying at the beginning. You need to be sure that you see yourself as a successful person in your subconscious mind, you see like your self-image, you see yourself as, maybe an entrepreneur, as a rich man, as a successful man, like as a guy with a lot of money. You just have to see, like, if you continue to see yourself as a broke person, you will never get rich, and this is important. So just keep in mind it, and assuming it, as soon as you change also your self-image, we know for sure that your financial freedom will be at least like in your first 3 value. So it would be easier for you know where you will spend your money, and probably one of these would be assets, so you will as soon as you see yourself as a rich man, like a saver, as an entrepreneur, so everything you wanna, as soon as you have financial freedom in your subconscious mind, in your value, you will start to take that action for, invest your money in assets. And we're not talking about the money of savings, in general, like everything you have, you need to spend your money according to your value. Why? Because it's stupid, spending money for things that really, doesn't bring you something, I like maybe spend my money in my house, a lot of money in my house, because living in a comfortable place, in a comfortable environment, gives me more serenity, and it's part of my, it's part of my identity. I'm a guy that lives in this kind, of luxury environment. I like, that's it, but it's part of my self-image. It's part of how I see myself. It's the same as I said before. I see myself as an athlete, so I like to spend money in, in sport activities, in healthy food. Why? Because I see myself when it has a higher, ratings. It's important in my subconscious, in my self-image. This is important. I see myself as an athlete, and so like a guy that he's healthy food. So in this case, it's important, is in my value, in my values is important. So you have to do the same, and be sure that you see also yourself as a business owner, like as as a rich guy. Now I'm seeing like they are doing some work, so I'm sorry if you listen some bad sounds, but okay, I just take the time for drinking because otherwise I die. So as I say, as soon as you see yourself, as a rich person, for me will be easy, to take your money and part of your money, even the money that we can consider free, from the 10% rule, also that money investing in something that is, that gives you a return of investment. So easier, for me, even, as I say, like I send the money immediately to my bank account or to my broker, but even the rest of the money I always spend for pay employee, for buy products that after I sell, or buy inventory and buying services for other company, where I see there's always like a return of investments. So everything that I spend, honestly, I always try to see like a return, it's called a ROI. So you have to always see like a return of investment, no matter at least it must be for me, from my idea, at least 30% minimum, from 30 to 60%. But this is important. I try to see myself, because why? Because I see myself like as an entrepreneur. So for me, it's easy. It's part of my self-image. So as I say, like I spend like a quarter like of my income like for the house, another quarter for eating healthy, and another quarter for for my lifestyle, and another quarter to investing in new things in my business, even or just not wasting money, but even trying new opportunity, even trying new things, even learning, so like buy consultancy, buy everything, it's not important, buy books, because I see myself as a learner, so as a student, as a permanent student, so like I always try to to use my part of my money also for, for these things. But why? Because this is my value, because I see myself as a business owner, as a guy that lives, as a rich guy that lives in a luxury place, as a learner, so as an athlete. So it's easy for me. It's very wrong if you start to spend your money for give pleasure to other people, and this is very stupid, and something is very common, because maybe you find a girl on that she likes alcohol, I don't know, you try to spend your money for her, for giving her pleasure, it doesn't make sense. So just, your friends like I don't know, a moto, and you buy also, like maybe you like also moto, but it's not like so high in your values, but you buy anyway for impress them. This is stupid, because you're not following your values, and yet to the end you have to follow yours value, the value of other people. So this is super important. As soon as you can, you see yourself, as soon as you know your value, you can spend better your money, and this is super important. As I say, and actually the difference between business, between assets and liabilities is something more about the company area. Why? Because of course you are not your company. So at the end, we both know, we all know this. You must have at least like a company if you want to be a business owner. And from the company it's different, because actually you have to do the same principle. So you have to act always taking 10% away, so, and putting maybe another bank account, or maybe you can just change the currency if it's too difficult for you, open a new bank account in the name of the company. But with the rest of the money, you have to spend all of that money in assets, because we are talking about the company in this time. So in this time you don't have like a rent or food to buy and everything. I know in many parts of the world it's very common that things get mixed. So people with the money of the company, they pay the rent, and they say there's a office. They pay the rent of their personal house. They saying that it's a office. Not the best things to do. Honestly, don't do it. I mean, I know it can be easier, but what my suggestion is, go to a place. If you have to do this kind of tricky things, just go in a place without tax. Honestly, it's easier and is legal than doing things differently. After, it depends from country to country. There are countries that these things are more allowed, but in Europe much less. So it depends where you're watching this, according to the law of your country. But by the way, it's important that if you are a business owner, the money of the company are different, separated than yours. So in this case, just remember that as you do personally, so you take 10% away, in a different bank account with your personal money. You have to do the same with your company if you have a company. So take 10% from the money of the company and put in a different bank account. And after, as we are talking about the company, take all of this money and put in assets. So assets can be like everything, can be like products that I buy, and after I sell for and I get a return. So I'm going to have, so this product I'm going to give me like a return on investment, which would be higher than the money that I spent at the beginning. There are many things, Same for an employee. Why an entrepreneur hire an employee? Because this guy with his work, I'm going to pay him like maybe, let's do like easy number, like 1,000 euro, like, or 2,000 euro salary, okay, 2,000. So I know that his job, in 1 month must give me a return on investment higher than 2,000. And so he is an asset, it's not a cost. And it's perfect like this. So I know that in 1 month I will give him a certain number of tasks, that this task must give me a return, And this is perfect, because doing like this, I know he will pay it by himself. And this is actually this is why, like, I think now in the future, like, the best way for pay people would be a percentage. So for example, like if I have a seller, like a guy that calls my leads via telephone for sell them something, and I give him 10%, I know that 10% maybe in I don't know, in 1 month sales can be a lot, but no matter, because I'm not risking nothing, because it will pay by itself, because he will sell maybe like €1,000 product, and he will get 100 euro for every sell. But actually, I will take that money from the money he sold. So like for he will pay himself by himself, So it's easy. It's super easy like this. If you can pay people by percentage, always do, because it's the best. Or you can find like a mix, between. And I actually think now with this, with the smart working people that start working remotely, this would be like the rules for everything. Well, honestly, this we can talk still a lot, but I don't wanna get this like too long, and also I think I will go out soon. And okay, let's just read some questions. But I think always like the same. First of everything, I always suggest some books. In this case, I think the best probably are, Rich Dad Poor Dad by Kiyosaki, or The Richest Man in Babylon, the one that I quoted before, or also like if you can find another one, it's really good. Like it's a course. Like all books from Dan Kennedy in this case are really good. Dan Kennedy is one of my mentors, and for sure one of the best marketer in the world. And actually now I'm thinking that we give you another principle, another habit that's really useful. Okay, another principle. The first person that introduced me with the personal finance was a book about mindset, and actually I'm glad of it, because I think everything starts with the mindset, and after you can go to the money part. And was the Miller Mind by Harv Eker. Honestly, one of the best books in my life. I really recommend you to read it. And in this book, and also in Dan Kennedy books, and in many books also, and many rich people, they talk about it. And it's about even Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, everything about donation, and why it's important to give money away. Sorry, not money going away, giving away, but actually yes, like donating, and why you have to do it, because actually Dan Kennedy say nobody know house, but they come back plus something, and it's true. Honestly, maybe there's some rules in the universe that we don't know, and I think it's also this, maybe is a karma or something like that. But if you wanna talk about the biological part, basically every time you give money, to somebody without pretending to have something back, if I give $20, $50, $100, $1,000, as a tip, for example, on a waitress, or a guy that is singing on the street, what happened? I'm saying to my subconscious mind, it is something important. I know that I worked for that money, and now I'm giving to another guy without having nothing back. I'm telling to myself, to my subconscious mind, that I'm doing a big part. I'm doing not like a magic things, but I'm saying something to my subconscious mind, and I'm saying that I don't need this money because I have enough. I'm saying that there is abundance in my life, so I can do easily much more than that. So because normally when we give, we give a few coins, back, because we don't need that. So if I start to give, a lot of money, I'm saying to my subconscious mind that money, even that €1,000 or just $100, is not a lot for me. I can, because I have a lot, I have much more. So it is something easy to do, but really will change your life. And sometimes it's something that's not just impact to your subconscious mind, and also it also creates create also your self-image, because as soon as I do actions that rich people do, I'm saying to myself that I'm one of them. So as soon as I do it, as soon as I donate a lot of money, I say to myself, this money are not enough for me, are nothing for me. I can give away because I can get much more. So, and actually, talking about like the spiritual part, I think that there's also like something that, like the karma or everything you want to call the law of attraction, that is one of the actions that will bring you money back a lot. And there's like a reason also, I think, why all the rich people in the world, they donate a lot of money. And I mean, Dan Kennedy, I would recommend you to watch also the seminar of Dan Kennedy, because he talks about this, and it's really like it's really something that you have to check by yourself. And actually, Dan Kennedy says, he says in his books, I don't remember which one, but he say, don't think this like apparently can looks like a losing game, but it's not. And they say, try by yourself, try for a month and see, and you will see that at the end of the month you will have much more money than when you started. Nobody knows how, but it's like this. Try and really try, but try to do personally. As I say, don't donate like with some organization, because I don't know, normally I don't trust, but I don't like the idea, because it's something that you must see practically. As it's the same when you deposit the money, in your savings account. It's the same when you donate. So you have to go to a person that is actually giving you like a service, just giving you like a nice moment, because he's singing on the street, or like a waitress that is like serving you like in the table, and overtip him, so give much more than he expect. So actually, I know it's common in US, but in Europe it's not common like to leave a tip, and in general like it's not really common. Like and people, when they do, they just give you surprise him, so surprise the guy in front of you, and actually you are surprising also like surprising also your subconscious mind, because you are saying, I am this type of guy, and actually like you are like trust me, it will change your life. Reading some questions, like let's go far. We'll just read like 3. Now I'm reading from Instagram because okay. Yeah, talking about self-image, I'm going to the gym soon. Okay. About self-image, which is the best, where can you learn? And for sure, the best book about self-image actually was from Max Maltz. It's called Psycho-Cybernetic, and where I recommend you to is to buy the remake of it made by Dan Kennedy, because actually there was a partnership between them. Actually, I just remember it right now. Well, he just bought the copyright things. I don't know, like, but he made and actually made again. Actualizing it with some example more actual for the century, of course, because Psycho-Cybernetic was very old, the original version. But in general, I think this is the best book ever if you wanna talk about self-image. If you know, Bob Proctor was talking a lot about self-image. But everyone starts talking about self-image, starting by Max Maltz, because it's really, I think, one of the best book. Really. Okay, you're asking now, many of you asking about John DeMartini, because I say John DeMartini is probably one of the best if you wanna change your value. And as I said before, if you don't have to, if you don't have this in your, if you don't see yourself as a rich person, if financial freedom is not at the top of your values, you will never get rich. And this is the point. That's it. Trust me. Try by yourself. You will see. This is not that kind of life, but it's what I think and what I saw in my experience and the experience of many people. Okay, about banks account, which one I suggest? I suggest there are many, honestly. It depends which country do you live for. If I can recommend you like a good fintech, like for sure is Revolut, and they also have a Revolut business. It's really good without fees. If we are talking about transaction bank, I will not put my money there for savings account, as I say, like they are really a good fintech, but I prefer like a bank which has more history, which has a longer track record and is more solid, of course, because we are talking about Revolut. It's amazing. I love Revolut, but it's like a fintech, so has really few years of life, and we all know that the company, they grow up very fast and they go broke very fast. For sure, it's not their case, but I need somebody with something with longer track record. Actually, so that now they changed it with a bank, so now they are also a bank. So it is better if you don't know the difference between fintech and a bank, is because a bank is better because they have your capital is assured as an assurance for is secured by at least here in Europe for at least like 100k, so it's not bad. In Europe here there are many fintech like N26, there's Monese, there's Wise, which is really good. I really recommend you Wise because I have, but there are really a lot. So and this actually, when we talk about transaction bank account, you can use really everything you want. Like, it's not important, and as I say, it's not the place where you're going to put your money. So just like just part of your money that you are going to spend anyway. It's more not difficult. Like, you have to do some research when we are talking about brokers, but I already give you like the best solution, which for me is Interactive Broker, or the Giro, as you pronounce here in Europe. Don't go for a stupid broker just because they give you like €50 bonus entry. I mean, if you are not like a teenager, you know what I mean. Don't be stupid. No, don't go to like a stupid broker with financial residence in Cyprus or in Caribbean island, or else just go for the best. Honestly, Interactive Broker. Just let's be huddled, okay? About like a savings account, I suggest, as I say, like a bank with a longer track record, history, and really big capital. Like, there are a lot. Like, I mean, I can suggest you maybe, HSBC, yeah, one of the best, or probably one of the biggest in the world. Don't choose bank, of course. As they say at the beginning, like you can take, and what I suggest is to take a bank that is different from the place where you are resident. Too many reasons for do it. Just do it. Yeah, honestly, you can do it, and of course, as soon as you declare the money that you are earning, and it's okay. It's super. And normally, if you are an employee, it means that your salary is already net. So you already paid the taxes, so it's okay. After you can do everything you want with your money. Also, putting in another country, in another continent is okay. So the same if you are entrepreneurs, declare the money, and after at the end of the year, or depending on which kind of financial situation you have, you can declare your money, and after you can pay tax on it and keep the money in another country. It's okay because I don't have like what we call home country bias. So don't think that your country is the best for put your money just because you grow up there. Imagine people that grow up in Ukraine and now they are now, or in Russia, and now they don't say the same. They realize that having money in a different country or a different currency was a good idea. So in general, if these things happen in Ukraine, in Russia, in Venezuela, everything can happen everywhere. And so just don't think I'm from US, so my country is the best. Don't think I'm in Germany, so my country is the best. No, just be smart and put part of your money, in another bank account in another country. And of course, just take a look at your personal situation. Okay, if you have if you have 10 million, you know, if you have $10 million, 10 million euro, everything, don't put 10 million in one bank account. Please like divide in 3 banks different from different country. If you wanna be smart, you know, if you wanna be an idiot and put all your money in your bank account, which also probably is not insurance, is not secured for neither like a million. So it's your responsibility. What I would do is always dividing the money if the money are too much, because it just, you know, just be smart, you know, don't be stupid. Okay, there are other questions, but I think I will not answer because too much on Instagram, and I don't think I will answer anymore. Yes, if I can suggest you something, yeah, we are live like every Tuesday or Wednesday. Normally prefer Wednesday, but it depends. So just follow the channel, subscribe, and you will receive a notification every time I go live, because I go random. And I think it's enough for today. Everything you wanna, just send a message and I will be happy to answer. Bye.